All right, so I saw Arsenal fans, getting overhyped about Madueke, which, I mean, to be fair, he played really well. But let me remind you something. I'm a Chelsea fan and I've watched that guy play for my club almost 3 years. He ain't that good. But anyway, other fans, Arsenal fans were saying football fans in general, we do owe Madueke an apology after two good games. Decent games, right? I'm not even heading. So I thought, where is the best place to go, for someone who's actually real, someone who actually call it as it is? I call him Andrew Tate of the football world, kind of content world. And I mean this in every respectful way. And the reason why I say that is because he actually call bullshit when he sees one. He doesn't care what other people thinks of him. And I like him for that. So I want to see, or I want to hear what he said about Madueke. Now, I've moved the clip to a point where he was now talking about Madueke, but I haven't heard it because you know how, if you know Ligana, you know he does player by player by player. And when he was about to talk about Madueke, then I paused it. So yeah, we're going to listen together. Let's see what he's going to say.
Man of the match. Every time he got the ball, he looked dangerous. But again, this is what he was doing at Chelsea. He looks dangerous. He gets in great positions. He can get past his defender. But then when it really matters, oh, sorry, my bad. My bad. My bad. Hopefully, this guy proves me wrong. Unfortunately, he won't. I've seen this story a million times before after watching football for nearly 4 decades. Yes, 4 decades. For any of you that don't know what decades are, they're 10 years, bruv. So a decade is 10 years. So nearly 40 years of watching football.
I mean, he is charismatic. I don't mean to glaze on him, by the way. First of all, I respect him. I watched his content. I think he's a very, very good content creator. Speaking from a Chelsea fan, I watch him more than I actually watch some of the Chelsea content creators. I think he's very funny. He's very real. And yeah, I respect him for that. Now, you cannot tell me that this guy is not worth watching. Like, he is very, very charismatic and very, very good on his takes. Now, he does say some wild stuff, and that's why I called him Andrew Tate, because sometimes he goes a little bit off. But again, 90% of the time, I do agree with him. I mean, I don't agree with anyone about anything. Sorry, I don't agree with everyone about everything. Some people, I agree with them on a higher scale and some people on a lower scale, but I haven't found anyone that I agree with on a 100% sort of scale. That's just impossible. However, let's continue.
The way our fans are gassing this guy up, it's like he's fucking Ronaldinho. Do me a favour.
No.
Had a good game for England the other night. Great goal. Well done. Fantastic. If you don't win the World Cup, it's pointless. Relevant goals that lead to nothing are irrelevant, didn't they? Yeah, he had a good game today. He put some nice crosses into the box. However, this is why Chelsea got rid of him. Because the end product ain't end producting. 7 goals last season, 3 in 1 game.
Listen, I'm actually glad that someone is actually calling it as it is. I was speaking to my brother today and I told him, he texted me and be like, oh, I don't know why Chelsea fans were hating on Madueke. The guy is good. I've watched enough of him to know that he is good. I love my brother. But, he's an Arsenal fan, so we do tend to clash in a lot of things, even though it's not that serious. Now, I'm glad that it's actually coming from an Arsenal fan. I'm not sure if these Arsenal fans have actually watched Madueke play when he was playing for for Chelsea. The guy is not good. We sold him not because he's that much of a trash. However, when you want to cross a certain line in terms of winning cups and trophies and all these other things, competing for the Champions League, competing for even FA Cups, you don't need a guy like Madueke because he is a nearly guy. He just never allows himself to really cross the line where he actually, produce that good end product. He's a guy that will dribble past players, but he won't go anywhere. He's a guy that is willing to take on his man, but again, he won't go anywhere. He's a guy that sometimes he will give you a hat trick. Remember, against Wolves, beginning of last season, Chelsea fans, we were very hyped, but then again, it didn't go anywhere. He's the kind of guy, He will cross as many balls in the boxes. Some will go in the right positions and some will just be trash. Listen, I'm not expecting MADUEKE. I've never expected him to be the perfect player because there isn't one. However, if you're challenging for the title, you shouldn't be gassing MADUEKE. Fair enough, he had two good games. I think against Leeds and against Nottingham Forest today. We also have to see and look at the teams you are playing. If you're playing against Nottingham Forest and Leeds as a team that is competing for the title, I'm expecting you to score 3+ goals or 2+ goals at least, which is what they did against Leeds, against Nottingham Forest. Again, you're playing a team that is being coached by the worst ever coach in the Premier League, or one of the worst ever coaches in the Premier League, to have a good defense or solid defense. Ange Postecoglou, he's the kind of guy that leaks too many goals within his team. So I'm not even gonna hype MADUEKE like that. And I'm not even talking about from a jealous point of view. Like, I really don't care. But I'm just saying the amount of noise I saw so far in the last maybe hour and a half, it's not worth it. Why would you want to put yourself in a position where in May you would end up regretting? Because you're not winning the league, are you? So anyway, I'm just happy that someone else in your fan base who is actually real actually said it, because MADUEKE, he used to do the same shit for Chelsea, but he never got us anyway. He used to take on his men, he used to cross the balls, he used to look like he's gonna do something, and he never does anything. So, well, it is what it is. I'll see you again on the next game, and I am going to react to it whether you like it or you don't. Peace.